Hello friends, this is for CSS part number 4, and yesterday we have discussed how to create the map, a physical map by using BMS macros. Like we have used like two of the utility SDF tool and in the ISPF panel, and today we will discuss on how to create the symbolic map using the a physical map. Like in the program, this is the using of the map in the program. How to we have the program source code translator will convert like a so extracted like exist CSS and to end exit delimiter parameter and convert into call statement. And wherever the copybook I told before in the lesson number 1, I told the symbolic map will be stored in the copy library and the physical map will be stored in the load library. In the compiler it take like a copy of the symbolic map library and link edit, and the load module it will create like a for the physical it will extract the physical map and the load library. In the load library these are the things it will like program load library and the physical map. Coming to the program declaration, we have these are like identification division, environment division, data division. We have to define the symbolic map name in the copy map set name. What is the symbolic map set name? How we will get like this map set name means we can able to revise the yesterday lessons. This is like a physical map set. You are defined here the map set name here for the DFH MSD macro corresponding whatever the map set name is there, right? This is a map set name. You have to define in the program like copy map set name, this map set name here in the working storage section. And next is a proceed division. Once it is a compiler is generate like a extra like copy view, how it will get like a expanded after compilation we can able to see now. This is a result of copy statement after compilation. They here like a copy I have did I coded like in the procedure working storage section like copy map set A. This is like extraction of the compilation after a compilation. See here the copy map set name, and it will generate the it will generate 5 fields for each of the field. So field like see like a order. This is the first map. This is a map name. Order nothing but map name. We can able to go like yesterday's session. This is a map set name and a map name. What is the map name here? Order M. Whatever the order M like a map name or correct for the DFH MDA macro name, it will generate this map name here. This is for input field. If you closely observe here, under one map set we will generate like a two fields. One is an input one, another for storage for output. We will see like it like a why we are defining the same map set name, why like a one it is generated in input and output, and it defined using the same storage area. Because yesterday we have defined like mode is equal to in output. That's why it created like in the map set name we are defining the map I field in the same map set name and O also in the same map set name. That's why we are getting like a two field like a input output we defined yesterday like in physical map set mode is equal to in output. Here it will generate like order M I is an input, order O for an output fields into the same map set, because in the physical map set we have coded mode is equal to in output. Coming to the symbolic map, initially it will generate 2 bytes is a filler, and next is a length field. If you revise yesterday in the macro name, you have defined like a first field is the date field. Go to the date field, and here the date field like a the date field it will generate first it will generate the length field. Length field okay, picture class is constant like s9 of 4 com 2 bytes it is stored for the how much length you are going to pass into the date field, that is a constant for this one. And flag byte it is also fixed for 1 byte, and filler redefines with the length field, that is for attribute file. Why we are using the length flag byte means whenever the user has been entered the x any character, the flag byte will be on like a MDT is on, right? We told like MDT is on off. This is the parameter. Flag byte is on. Having any characters mean the data has been entered. By using this one also we can able to see through programs whether data has been entered or not, if the flag byte is empty or not. Now it is like a filler redefines with flag byte. It is reusing the same byte occupying for attribute byte. Like here it is like this is an output field. We can able to say attribute byte. This is these are like there are three input field, length, flag and an input, but this is an attribute file is an output field. We'll discuss like what are the input and output field, and next it will generate the input field. Here in the picture class it is generated like x of 8. Why it is generated x of 8 means in the yesterday in the physical map we have defined like a length is an 8 characters. That's why it generated an x of 8 here. Date I field. And this is like for the fields and input L, F, I. This is attribute file field is an output field, but it will generate in the input map only. But we are using, that's why it is used. Filler is redefines flag length flag byte. But this is an output field. A is an output field. Sometimes these are like they will ask sometime in the interview also what are the input field generate for the each what are the after symbolic map has been recompiled, what are the field generated like for the input and output field. Then you can able to say length flag I, LFI is like input field, A and O will like output field. You can able to see like an order MO redefines order I, it is using the same field. Filler x of 12, similar like whatever bytes is here x of 12, it storage for a filler. And filler x of 3 means why it is stored like x of 3 filler means here initially to generate length byte length field is generated x of 2 to store the how much length we are going to pass into the this input field. That's why s9 of 2 it is occupied 2 bytes and one is a flag byte. That's why it is filler is redefined with the same field. And O field is like how much same like whatever we are passing x length is an x of 80. This length will be passing here. Even though you can able to see like what are these are the corresponding these two fields are related for date fields, and next two fields is for name field. Why it is two field means you able to see in the input field copybook of map. When the date field is ended with I field, again it will start for the name field. Because in the maps yesterday in the physical map you can able to see the name once the date field is we have coded date field, name field, stock field, quantity field, message field. So these one date field is done, we have generated. Now it start like name field. Again name field, again it will generate like a three field, length, flag and A is an attribute byte, and I field how much here like x of 20. If you revise like yesterday length how much we have defined in the name, length is a 20. Don't confuse guys, this is like a length here like a length 4 for the initial is to display the text here. Whatever the length here like we have defined, I told yesterday like a name field, whatever the name field corresponding this macro it will come into the physical symbolic map field. This field naming convention only we are using in the physical map. If you revise here stock number, initially the display text is displaying the stock number, but I have defined the stock as a macro, the field name. But similar like a stock, whatever you defined here stock, this naming convention will come into the symbolic map name. This stock here it generated stock only, it not generated the stock number because I have mentioned here stock here. That's why here the stock field will be generated. Again it will like length field and the attribute byte and the input field x of 6. Similar like yesterday we see like a stock is the length I coded 6 bytes. These are see, these are like parameters is generated for the copybook in the symbolic map. Similar, like if you are able to see output parameter, say come to message, again message also I coded like a x of 75. If you revise x for the message parameter, I given like a length is equal to 75. That's why msg I given. So it generated like msg parameter, msg length, flag, filler is an attribute, again attribute, and the input parameter. Similar, like in o output of the map means it is also redefined with the msg having picture class 75. Why it is using same as a symbolic? If you are able to see the symbolic map format, we can able to understand why it is generating the redefined class. In the symbolic map format, you can able to see the 12 bytes filler. We have coded x of 12. Then it will generate like a length field 2 bytes. You can able to parallelly, you can able to compare. This is an input field, this is an output field. Similar, like 2 bytes is filler in x of 12, and it occupies the same like a output fields also 2 characters, and flag byte whatever you have coded, attribute byte. See here like a length field it generated, flag byte, and in the symbolic map generation you can able to see that 1 byte has been redefined. Filler is redefined with flag. A attribute file is there, but here length field attribute same like whatever we defined the flag byte, it is created here the attribute file. And here the input parameter, whatever the input user has been entered here, that's the parameter I field. Similar, like whatever the output field here, the same parameter is generated. Similar, like date field, name field, stock field, quantity field. These are the symbolic map format. We can able to see like what are the fields I told, like 12 bytes is a terminal input. It will store for the prefix area. The map name, whatever the suffixed with I and O, both are presented because of the mode is an output was coded here. Because in the physical map side we have coded both in an input and output. That's why in the symbolic map it generates like both order M I is an input and order O for output in the same map set. That's why they are telling here mode is equal to input output. The map name was came from the label and the DFH MDI macro. Notice that in input area is redefined the output area. And when perform the input operations, these are the suffix field L, F, I are the meaningful, means these are the input field only for the input function. Whenever we are doing input operation, these are like a length, flag, and I field is an input. Our input fields only we'll use. When performing output functions, we have to use A and O field, attribute field, or like a output field, like a this is an A field, attribute field, and O is an O is attribute. What are the output fields? These are like output fields. These two fields are like output function fields. You can able to see next like a symbolic map suffixes. Here like a list more suffixes. Input is an L, F, I told A for, and O is the output field. What is an L? L is a offered binary field and contain the length of the data entered by the operator. This is like a length field. S9 of 4 comp. This is a fixed. Sometimes the interview also they like ask what is the length field, how much, what is the picture class in the length field, and flag byte. 1 byte field is that will contain x of 80, mean the operator press end of a cursor, erase end of field. This is in this case L field will also contain the zeros. This field flag bytes. And this is like whenever you use we can able to pass the data from screen. So I don't want to pass the data from the some of the date field, means we can able to set MDT for the flag byte is off, then we can able to see the by using programs. I field contain the data entered by the operator. Here whatever the I field it has been generated, this field contains having the data, whatever the data has been entered by the user. And output field A 1 byte field contains the attribute file you want to alter. that we'll discuss in the upcoming chapter. Why, what is the attribute field thoroughly, and O contain the data you want to send to the terminal. Whatever the data you want to send to the terminal through programs, we can able to do like by using O field. This is what they are mentioning, and this is one of this is small questions you can take. Can we do like a move elephant to name field? Name, just name. Here it is not a go field, it is not I field, just name. No, this is not a right way to code the program. We will discuss on the tomorrow lessons how to we can able to pass the data for the through symbolic parameters, and we have like a there is one more interview questions like a that's all friend here like these are like a symbolic map generation, how to generate the symbolic map, what is the fields here it is generated, like for the symbolic after compilation of the symbolic map you can able to see input field also LFI and output field for the AO, and we can see the this is like one of the interview most important interview questions. How many ways we can able to set the parameter like a cursor positioning to the static cursor positioning means cursor positioning technique. They will ask how many ways we can able to place the cursor into the field. Any one of the field like we can able to what are the ways is there. They will ask sometimes these are like also interview questions. There are three ways. One is the static cursor positioning, and second one is the dynamic. Dynamic also we call like a symbolic cursor positioning, and another one dynamic we call like a relative positioning. What is the static cursor positioning? First we will see static cursor positioning. Define a cursor positioning map field, and I see the in the attribute field. I see parameter in the attribute field position on the DFH MDF macro for the particular field. Means wherever yesterday we in the map physical map set we have defined like a this is a DFH MDF parameter in attribute field, and we have to mention like IC parameter here. So directly we can able to set the cursor through using this macros physical map set. That's why it is like a static cursor positioning. Whenever the map is sent, the cursor will appear in the field. If there are more than one field DFH MDF macro with IC specified in one map DFH MDF field DFH MDF macro, the last IC will be honored syntax. Means like see if there are more than one IC parameters is there like in if we go to like yesterday physical map we defined IC parameter is only in the one field because I have not coded for the all attribute fields. See here unprotected but num I have not coded a IC parameter attribute called unprotected num also num only I coded. I have not coded IC here because that's why they are telling if they are more than one parameter more than one IC parameter if you coded for that all fields. If you are coded like I have coded currently in the name field, suppose I have coded IC per stock number quantity number also means they are telling the last positioning the cursor will go wherever the cursor will go default into the last position IC whatever the attribute field you have coded last IC parameter there cursor will go default into the last positioning. That's why I coded I want to place in the cursor into name field initially means in the name field parameter. If I coded the same IC field here and IC parameter in the quantity, the cursor will go default into the quantity field. It will not go to the name field. Here they are telling the same thing. If there are more than one field DFH MDF macro with IC parameter, in the one map the last IC will be honored means it will cursor will go last parameter. And this is syntax small is same like a physical map positioning attribute we have coded like fset IC parameter and the length here the same like date field and name field I have coded. Another technique like we have to by using program we have to make like a dynamic. This is we call like dynamic or symbolic cursor positioning. We have to move -1 to the length of the field. What is the length of the field? Our program like here. If you go to the length of the field, this is the length of the field here. So we have to move like a -1 to the length of the field. That's why they are telling move -1 to the length of the field. Move -1 to the field length, symbolic field name of the length. And the send map command to be issued must be have like a cursor option without the value. Means while going first you need to code like a move -1 to the name field, the length of the name field. Then we have to give the command like the CSS send map set. In the cursor we should not give like a what is any of the value. See, without a value we have to mention in the while sending the map. That's why we call like a symbolic cursor positioning. This is like a symbolic cursor positioning. We are passing like a hardware code value -1 to the name field. The third one is like a dynamic cursor positioning or like a relative positioning. We call like dynamic. In the dynamic we have like a symbolic cursor positioning, and like a next one is a relative positioning. To position dynamic position we have like a similar like a send map and map set. Here cursor we are not define any value. In the third way like we have to mention like same like a syntax send map set, but in the cursor command we have to mention what is the value here. That is 1000 I have mentioned here. This is like a third way relative positioning cursor. But here we should not code like a move -1 to the length field, and inside the bracket 1000 you should not code here. It will get like a default, it will take this is the execution of the command. Maybe sometimes you will get like a syntax error also. There is no syntax error here, but you will get logical error because it will say search one move -1 to the length field, and sometimes this is the order of the syntax. But here if you coded like both move -1 to the length field and then you have coded a cursor of 1000, that then default will go cursor position on the 1000. It will not go name field of the length field like here. And how to calculate this 1000 value, but here see, this is a formula for to calculate how I calculated the 1000 field. The row -1 into 80 plus column field. How to calculate this name field? Cursor 1000 I have mentioned here, but how to calculate 1000? We'll see. What is how I know what is the position of the cursor here? 1000 I have mentioned, but how do I know like what is the row number and column number for this cursor 1000? This is a formula for the cursor. If you give mention like 1000 in the cursor parameter, cursor 1000 and divided by 80. Why I divided 80 means each row having 80 columns. That's why I divided 80. You can do some math formulas. 0 it like a cancel, and 100 8 ones, and it reminded the 4. Whatever the 12 it came like it is the 12th row and 4th column. Means you can go like yesterday. This is a 3 to 70 field. 12th row like a year we have like a screen having 24 rows and 80 columns. Similar like it go like a 12th row somewhere here, and what is the column number? 4th column. Means 12th row somewhere here to go like a 4th column. This is a 4th column. It will come somewhere around here. This is a calculation for the cursor 1000. Yeah, okay. This is like already the cursor positioning 1000. You some value you mentioned 1000, but like take like yesterday example only for the stock number. The see stock number I got like a what is the value here? 3,10. I have mentioned like yesterday in the physical map 3,10, but I want to mention similar like a send command by using cursor. This instead of 1000, what value I have to mention in the through program. This is the formula for the stock position. I have mentioned 3,10. How to calculate the cursor value to mention in the cursor field means This is a formal row number minus 1 into 80 plus column. In 3 comma 10 I told like what is the 3 means row number and 10 is the column number. You can use the same value in the formula. 3 minus 1 into 80 plus what is the column number here, 10 value. 2 into 80, 3 minus 1 means 2, and 80 multiply with 80 plus 10, addition of the 10. So it like a 160 plus 10 means 170, means it like go to third row 10th column. If you go to like a this map screen, our screen, I mentioned in the third like what is our value, third row and 10th column we got like a 170. If you are going to pass to the program like this is a program value, syntax send map set cursor, you have to mention 170 here. If you are going to place the cursor into the stock number field through program means this is 170 you have to mention. But in the program calculation we got like in the macros we know like a 3 comma 10, and this is a value we have to mention in through program 170. And how do we can validate here like what is the third row 10th column 170, this is we got like a value, we can cross verify whether we got like it 170 third row 10th column, third row 10th column, whether we got exact value like a 170 came or not, we can see because each row having the 80 columns. So our row will come 3 comma 10, 170, and we can able to see 160 and 170 here. This is the 170 character. The cursor will go here 170 position. 3 comma 10, yeah, 170, and the cursor will go third row 10th column. Yeah, that's all friend for the today for the symbolic map preparation. And tomorrow we'll discuss on the lesson number 4 and how to we can able to pass the data through symbolic map parameter using the program. Using the program, how we can able to handle the physical map and symbolic map value in the through programs. Thank you friends, and if you like my content please share and subscribe my channel to get more upcoming notifications of the these macros. We are good like it taking more than 3 or 4 5 videos because of this is an important, and once you understand the program you can able to start. For the upcoming videos it is like basic syntax only, you don't have to much deeper to understand the thorough in the it is depend on mostly on the syntax wise, but this is the only tricky and to understand. Once it is understand, the CSC is very easy. Thank you all, thanks for your comment. If you like my channel please subscribe. If you like my content please like the channel, and if you are having any comment or questions please comment in the under the video. Thank you all.